Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of Some in the Community with me, Hafiz Muhammad Umar. And for today's show, we've traveled all the way down to Crawley in London at the K2 for the Down Syndrome Swimming Championships. Our regular listeners will know that Raz, my younger brother, who sometimes joins me on the show to co-host, has Down syndrome, and he loves many leisurely activities, including swimming. And we came down here this morning. It is Sunday, the 16th of November 2025, and I am delighted to be joined by a parent of an amazing young man who is also taking part in the swimming championships today. Hannah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a bit about yourself, please, and your son.
So I'm Hannah. I've got a 20-year-old son, Zach, who has Down syndrome, and he's been swimming all of his life, but only recently competitively for the last 4 years competitively. So that's us.
Excellent. So Zach is 20. He said he's been swimming all his life. How competent do you think he is with his swimming?
Yeah, he's really competent. Well, yesterday he won a gold medal.
Fantastic. So congratulations, Zach.
So yeah, Zach won his first gold medal in 100 metres breaststroke, and he also got a silver medal and a bronze medal. So he did 3 races and medalled in all of them. So this is the first time he's got a senior medal here, and yeah, being the British champion.
Wonderful. And you must be very proud of him.
Yeah, really proud of him. He's tried really hard, and he's training really hard, and he's really determined. He's really been inspired by a lot of the top swimmers that are in the squad. Mm-hmm. So he looks up to them, and he's really been encouraged by a lot of the coaches within the squad.
Mm-hmm. So that sounds like a remarkable achievement. What's his training schedule like during the week then?
So he swims 3 nights a week for hour and a half or 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
So, and he could even do more. It's encouraged to do 4, but he's just started college here, residential college. So he does other exercise. He does basketball and various dance classes. So he's fairly active most nights of the week.
Wonderful to hear. So with my brother Raz, he does a lot of disability cricket. He does some adaptive boxing sessions.
Wow.
And that's twice a week. So swimming hasn't been a huge area for him over the last few years, especially since COVID. Before COVID, he used to do swimming a couple of times a week. So at the moment, I would probably classify him as a beginner level. What would your advice to be for someone like Raz who like the idea of swimming but actually are not able to take regular part? What's the protocol for them to get involved?
For Zach, it was quite hard for him to learn in lessons, especially when he was younger, because he found focusing difficult. So we had found some really good inclusive swimming sessions that were a couple of hours where they had some fun, but then they had some more teaching. So for him, it was just once a week, and then he used to go regularly with his dad. So for Zach, it was better to copy people and be with others. And the time he started to learn was actually when he was swimming with 3 quite sensible girls. He didn't have anyone to muck about with, and he started copying. And that's how Zach learns much better, is watching. He can listen to instructions, but that might be difficult. So being with some people that are really enthusiastic about swimming, going every week regularly for Zach as well, having a routine is really important to his swimming.
Mm-hmm. And so at the moment, we are talking about the Down Syndrome Swimming Championships, which have been running for the last 3 years. This is the 4th championship, I understand. And so what are the pathways for people from beginner level to get involved into the championship? What should they do?
Yeah, so, Zach is a bit of an example of that, because he was only swimming with his dad or with this swimming club that I spoke about. So when we came here, they recognised that he was quite talented and encouraged him to go and join a local club. So we went and joined the local swimming club. There are barriers. I'm not going to pretend there aren't. Often there's very few disabled swimmers within the squad. So it's quite a challenge to get everyone to understand the different needs of our swimmers. And even just within Down syndrome, there's different needs and different ways of communicating. So it was hard, but actually there were particularly a lot of the younger coaches, they were really able to adapt their language, adapt the way they work with them. So Zach was then encouraged by DSGB to go and swim in a club. So he started swimming regularly and started getting fitter, bringing fitness levels up, and just getting, again, like I say, a routine in. And he enjoyed that routine once he understood it and felt competent in the club.
And so here I noticed there are different categories of races, ranging from 25 meters up to 400 meters or so.
Yeah,
1500 even. Wow, amazing. And then you got, butterfly, breaststroke, backstroke, freestyle. So for somebody coming for the first time, not a regular swimmer, what would your recommendation be? What race should they consider for themselves?
Yeah, we always, the whole process really encourages new swimmers. So the 25-meter races is a great way to get involved. And when you're a novice, I was a novice parent, even about how things work at the swimming pool, and they give a lot of advice. We have coaches poolside that will help the new swimmers, so they'll help them understand how the process works, how you go and line up. But it's very inclusive. In that 25-meter race, they grade. If people have got a time already, they'll grade each race roughly by their time. So you're swimming with people that swim at a similar speed to you. And so if it's a load of swimmers that are here for the first time, they'll all be in the pool together. Some people may have only been swimming at school a few times, but it's just a great way to get involved. And for me, it was just been a really friendly, inclusive event where we get the elite swimmers from the GB squad down to beginner swimmers,
all in the same
who can get inspired at the same time, and it's professionally run with all the rules that there are in the swimming competition.
Absolutely. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, this is our first time here today. Raz was absolutely super excited about getting involved. Listeners, to give you an idea, when we arrived here this morning, we were greeted by some wonderful people at the registration desk. We had to pre-register several weeks in advance, which is totally understandable. I think what that then did was gave the organizing team the opportunity to prepare for everybody. So each participant was given a lanyard, pre-printed, very colorful, together with a pass for a poolside adult carer. So my brother Bakamar was able to join Raz at the poolside this morning. Again, there was a lanyard and a badge prepared for him. Officials pretty much were allocated one-to-one as the swimmers were going around, and so they were given 15 minutes of practice swim before the actual race itself. And then our regular listeners will know that Raz has Down syndrome and he's also visually impaired as well. He has limited sight, and I was really pleased by somebody taking Raz into the arm and walking him around the pool and showing him where he needed to be. So I think that's the level of support that's available here, which is wonderful. And then I guess what we learned this morning was maybe looking at each of those smaller races and working at which is better suited to the individuals. Raz went for the butterfly this morning, I think, which he found quite challenging, and then we realized actually freestyle might have been more suited to his needs. So they're the kind of small wins that we've been able to get this morning. He had a fantastic time getting here, all excited about it. Had a go at the practice swim, which he thoroughly enjoyed, and then realized butterfly was perhaps a bit above his current level, but certainly freestyle is something that he would probably enjoy a bit more. And yeah, we take a lesson from that. And then from there, we're talking about somebody like Zach, who won a gold medal yesterday and who's part of Team GB. I noticed teams from different parts of the world here as well today.
Yeah, I think, I might not be exactly correct, but I think there's around 30 international swimmers. I just spoke to a small team from Bahrain. We've got quite a large team from Canada. I know there's a team from Japan. I'm afraid I will be missing some, and I'm sorry to all those. New Zealand, I've also met, and I think there's some other European, Portugal. apologies for any of those teams I've
Wonderful.
missed, but there
That
are,
gives us an
yeah, and
idea
it's so great. And we've had to actually cap it because otherwise it would become an international meet. So,
and the atmosphere is just wonderful. People are so friendly.
yeah.
It's the first all Down syndrome event that we've been to ever.
Yes.
And it feels so wonderful to be able to see the amount of hard work that's gone into put this event on. Talking more about different regions of the UK, then are there Down syndrome specific swimming clubs running in different parts of the UK at the moment?
There's none Down syndrome specific as far as I know. I don't want, but there are, you will notice when you're here, there are some clubs that have a lot of Down syndrome swimmers. So I know there's a club in Scotland that has a large amount of Down syndrome swimmers. There's one in Yorkshire. So there's Cheshire Penguins, I think they're called. Again, I can't give you the list of them, but there are a lot, and maybe we can give that information to you after. But it's quite hard often, even coming from London, the club Zach was in, there was only 2 Down syndrome swimmers when we were there, and it's quite hard to get. It's better when there's a group, so that then the swimming can be adapted to a group of people. So
and I guess that's something that perhaps we can try and liaise with Down Syndrome Association, who do a lot of work around the country. We know we have Bedfordshire Down Syndrome Association, and we will certainly be reaching out to them to see if this is something that we could perhaps work on jointly, whether it's in Luton, Bedford, or somewhere more central in central Bedfordshire, to try and get this going. I know leisure centres, not necessarily of the size of K2 here, but certainly we have reasonably good size of leisure centres around the UK, and we want to try and encourage them. And they have disability-specific sessions running, I think, once or twice a week in our neck of the woods. But whether that can be more Down syndrome specific, and what would be the protocol around that. So in terms of getting somebody involved regularly, particularly if they are no longer at school or college, how would that work for them in terms of transport, etc.? Do you think families would be expected to take them? Or
again, I'd say it's quite a struggle. Zach's just moved from London. He's come to residential college quite near here, and he started swimming at a local club. So I've had to get a PA to take him there. I know there were some swimmers that went to a college somewhere else, and they ended up, after a while, they learned and did travel training. They used to get taxis there, but there was a group of them, so they could go together. I think with Zach at the moment, he'll go with a PA. But it's difficult, as these battles we all have to fight to get the right support to get our young people to the places, to the activities they want to do.
And how would that then work for somebody like Zach, who's currently at a residential college here? He's swimming, he said, a few times a week. What's the offer with the college then? Are they offering education for 5 days a week? Is it 3 days a week?
Yeah, it's a 5-day week.
It's full 5 days.
College.
Okay.
Yeah.
And alongside that, do they offer swimming during the curriculum time, or is this just...
No, so he does it in the evenings. You could do early mornings, but I think at the moment that might be one step too far for Zach. There's a lot of swimming sessions that start at 6 a.m. when you're competing.
Wow. And then at the college then, is that main focus on English, maths, life skills?
It's more arts college. Performance, music, visual arts.
And is that for people with Down syndrome only, or is that for...
No,
is
for
a
all
special...
learning disabilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. And out of that then, so someone like Zach, who's doing remarkably well with his swimming, sounds like he's doing a lot at college as well. What other leisurely activities will he get involved in?
At college, he's doing basketball, choir, and then some dance classes. I think there's a fitness class. They have various classes across the week, and then the weekend's a bit more rest time.
And so that rest time, does that mean he can go back home, or does he stay at the college?
Yes, he can come back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what age will this college run up until?
25.
Until the age of 25.
Yeah.
I asked this because a lot of our listeners might be aware. A couple of weeks ago, I went to Rise Space, an alternative provision based in Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire, and we did an interview there. And that's not residential; it's like a day school. But again, the provision has been extended up until the age of 25, whereas previously most colleges for people with disabilities were only able to offer something until the age of 19.
Yes.
Very few went up until the age of 21, and now we have an increasing number of alternative provisions, or in Zach's case, a residential college that is prepared to go to the age of 25. With Rise Space in our area, Hannah, they've opened two more centres, one in Bedford and one in Northampton. And our listeners would be pleased to hear that. We'll be doing some sessions from those two centres as well to talk a bit more about their excellent offer. What do you think about the current code of practice when it is 0 to 25? And beyond 25 is something that we like to think Raz is 30 now. Last 5 years have been without a scaffolding. So for us as a family, it's been quite a challenge. And you're probably thinking about as Zach is at 20 in the next few years' time, what would happen? What's your view on that?
Yeah, I think it's really difficult for adults with Down syndrome as they go over 25. I can see that it's more difficult. I know there are swimmers in the Down syndrome GB team that are 42 is our oldest swimmer, and he actually, when he came to Portugal in the European Championships, he actually got a gold medal.
Fantastic.
And beat his personal best.
Wonderful.
So I guess we can see what people can achieve, but I would say that's through a lot of support. I think he has quite a supportive swimming club and supportive parents. So, but I understand and know how hard it is, and talking to parents, seeing how hard it is to get work. But again, there's quite a few older members in the squad. I don't want to call them older because they're young. They are young still, but between 25 and 42. And they are all trying to work, most of them, but I know it can be a struggle to find work. Some are working, finding different pathways that meet everybody's needs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess this is where we look at supported employment, which isn't necessarily easy because depending on the severity of the condition,
Exactly.
some with mild form of disability might be able to do more independently. With those that are at the severe end of the spectrum, for them it might be even more difficult to perhaps even do voluntary work. And they're the challenges that we as families, as sports coaches are faced with, to try and accommodate everybody. And one of the nicest things I saw here today was the fact that there was not just one category that people were being pigeonholed in. Everybody here has a role to play, something to take away. They've got the lanyards, they've got the medals of participation, the memories, the fact that they were able to take part here today. And it sounds like the offer that Down Syndrome Championships is putting forward is a lifelong offer as opposed to capping it at any particular age.
I think you've said that perfectly, and that's, not only are they looking for new members to join the GB team to compete internationally, they're also looking to provide a space where people can get fit, come and enjoy a professional event, all be together, like you say. I think it was one of the first events I've been to with all Down syndrome swimmers and all athletes, really seeing those people come together and achieve at all the different levels.
Amazing. And how many events of this sort are run during the course of the year?
They just run one a year.
So, okay. And are there any more smaller competitions of this nature on at more of a local, regional level?
Not specifically Down syndrome. I know of one disability swimming championships that happens in the summer, a swimming meet, which has, after I've been going, they're getting smaller in size each year. But I don't know of any other events, and I'm not going to say there aren't, because there probably are some other para events, and I know there's other associations where that maybe the Special Olympics have different events. Again, I'm probably not best to answer on that.
And In terms of getting involved with the Down Syndrome Swimming Championship, what's the protocol?
Oh,
How do people join? How do people get involved with
I
this?
think it's really just finding out, and getting on, start to follow them on Instagram would be my advice. Keep in touch with the organisers.
Yeah.
It's a yearly event. It's always going to be at around this time of year, and
And then people can take it from there. Listen, from our perspective, I came across this a few weeks ago. And if you've just tuned in, by the way, we are into the show now. We are in the first half of today's show. This is the Send in the Community with me, Hafiz Muhammad Umar. And I am currently sat at this beautiful K2 arena in Crawley in South London, if I could say. And I'm here because of the Down Syndrome Swimming Championships, which Raz has been entered for. And I'm currently talking to Hannah. Hannah is a parent of an amazing man called Zach, who has won many medals in swimming. And Hannah is also part of the British Down Syndrome Championships, and she's telling us about all the amazing work that has gone on to put an event of this sort. In terms of joining this, Hannah's quite right. I came across this on social media a few weeks ago. Spoke to Raz, he was super excited. There was a short email that I sent through, and then I was sent all the forms, etc., to complete. I filled them in, sent them across, and we had the choice of selecting which categories we wanted Raz to swim in. I went for the shortest distances, so for 25-meter races. And from that today, I'm so glad we came down, because we realized actually within that category still there are added hurdles. So good one to think about is the 25-meter freestyle perhaps. And then the key thing to do is bear in mind that there is a cut-off point for the deadline. I think it was early October, in the first week of October. And I totally understand why that was, because it gave the team enough time to organise. The parking was very well managed. I think most people here probably have a blue badge anyway because of the condition, but to come here, they were welcoming staff out in the car park who were supporting us and pointing us in the right direction and coming in. It was very easy to navigate. The whole arena is very well signposted. Lots of amazing, welcoming, like-minded parents and carers here with their own either siblings or children or people in their care. So overall, I think our experience has been quite positive. Moving on towards the diet of somebody like Zach, who's a regular swimmer, sounds like he might be on a very particular diet to support that much activity a week.
we try. I mean, when he was living at home, we were very healthy. I would say his diet's probably changed slightly, but he's very, actually, again, what competing does is it focuses your mindset on, I want to be fit and healthy because I want to win. Zach wants to win, so he will try and eat as healthily as he can. Sometimes ease might come into it, but yeah, he eats lots of vegetables, lots of chicken, lots of fish, not too much sugar, but enough to keep his energy levels up. But he's very active and is focused on trying to keep fit and healthy. He does understand about what keeps him fit and healthy.
And what's he like when it comes to treats or takeouts?
Treats, not many takeouts. He likes his treats, but he's quite particular. And like I say, probably mentioned routine a lot. He likes a routine. So if he knows how to healthy eat and keeps that in his mindset, he can do it.
Brilliant. And is he on any particular separate diet at all?
No, not yet. Okay. Maybe, not yet. He still will have a burger and chips or a pizza when he goes out for food, and that may be his favourite.
As a special treat.
Yeah.
Wonderful. The reason I ask is because Raz was a bit like Zach there. He liked his burgers and pizzas a lot until he discovered he needed to be on a gluten-free diet because of the impact wheat was having on his tummy. And so for the last few years, he's been on a gluten-free diet. But we've been able to find alternative gluten-free burgers and gluten-free pizza bases, etc., to be able to support that. And he thoroughly enjoys that balance between what he is able to have and what he can't. And the nice thing is he's able to manage that diet pretty much independently. with some prompting at times, but on the whole, he could manage that on his own. We are coming towards the end of this first half of the show, Hannah, and I'd just like you to summarize in the next 30 seconds or so about what today's event is and what it means for people like Zach.
Gosh, for me, there's a real sense of community. There's a real sense of positivity and connection, but also, you know, for Zach, it's about competing as well, and it's about winning. But what I really notice about all of our swimmers is that they all are really pleased for each other's successes. And so there's a real sense. It's a really inclusive event, in my opinion, and everyone's here to cheer each other on and support each other and come together.
Absolutely brilliant. And I totally echo that. I think that's exactly how we felt today. Every single person that we met, we spoke to, there was either a smile or a greeting of some sort, and it has been an incredibly welcoming environment. I know Zach is involved in some more races.
Yes.
Again, in fact, whilst
Quite
we speak,
soon.
So best of luck to him. Thank you so much for joining me, Hannah.
Thank you.
Listeners, you've been listening to Sun in the Community. We're heading to a short break now. Please join us for the second half of the show very, very shortly. Wassalamu alaikum.
This program will continue after the break. Continue listening to Inspire FM. Inspire FM.
Inspire 105.1 FM.
आजकल लोग सड़कों पर चलते फिरते चोरी के मोबाइल फोन, लैपटॉप, कैमरा और इस तरह की मुख्तलिफ चीजें फरोख्त करते हैं। चोरी की चीजें खरीदने का मतलब आप इस चोरी में शामिल हैं। इसलिए चलते फिरते लोगों से चीजें हरगिज ना खरीदें, बल्कि ऐसे अफराद के बारे में पुलिस को आगाह करें। इंस्पायर एफएम कम्युनिटी अवेयरनेस मैसेज।
Visit Luton's biggest halal supermarket, the Grand Bazaar Supermarket on Lee Grave Road, for an unbeatable range of fresh halal meat, poultry, fish, fruits and vegetables from all around the world. And all under one roof. Plus everyday essentials, basic healthcare items and even medicine. Everything you need, all in one place. That's the Grand Bazaar Supermarket, Lee Grave Road, just next door to Shell, Luton's largest international supermarket. Open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and view online at grandbazaarluton.com.
Greystone Solicitors are committed to protecting your rights and fighting your corner to ensure you get the best possible results. Specialising in immigration matters, employment issues, family matters, personal injury, medical negligence, civil litigation and housing. Need help with your immigration problem? Greystone Solicitors provide free immigration drop-in clinics every Friday. Call Greystone Solicitors today on 01582 343 453 or visit us at 275 Dunstable Road, Luton, LU4 8BS and begin your journey towards justice today.
वेस्टबोर्न फार्मेसी हफ्ते के 7 दिन सुबह 9 बजे से लेकर रात 9 बजे तक खुली रहती है। हमारी सर्विसेज में शामिल हैं ट्रैवल वैक्सीनेशंस, स्टॉप स्मोकिंग, डायबिटीज चेक, बच्चों की ग़िज़ा और बहुत कुछ। लुटन और डंस्टेबल में फ्री प्रिस्क्रिप्शन, पिकअप और डिलीवरी सर्विसेज भी की जाती है। इसके अलावा आप मेडिसिन के इस्तेमाल के लिए फ्री मशवरा भी ले सकते हैं। वेस्टबोर्न फार्मेसी 198 B Dunstable Road, Luton, corner of Westbourne Road. Telephone 01582 419 432.
Are you ready to embark on a journey of purpose and impact? The East of England Ambulance Service is recruiting now. Are you seeking training and a new career or looking for a challenge in development? Start your career for life with East. Apply now for roles in frontline emergency operations, control rooms, support services and non-emergency transport. Visit www.eastamb.nhs.uk and click Join the Team. Make a real difference. Join the East of England Ambulance Service and start your career for life.
Right now, families across the world are going hungry. But with just £40, you can provide a life-saving food pack to feed a family for an entire month. One Ummah charity delivers 100% of your donation from you to a needy family. That's £40 to ease hunger, £40 to bring hope, £40 to bring relief. Go to www.oneummah.org.uk and donate now.
इस्लामी नुक्ता निगाह से इल्मी और फिक्री मौज़ूआत का जायजा, इस्लाम की इंसानियत साज़ तालीमात का ख्याल अफरोज़ तज़किरा, रवादारी और बक़ाए राय बामी कज़ामिन फिक्र नज़र की तदहीर और अखलाकी बालिदगी पर मबनी मौज़ूआत पर ताक़ीकी गुफ्तगू वक्त हालात और माहौल के तकाज़ों के मुताबिक समाजी इस्लाह कज़ामिन सुनते रहिए और सवालात पूछिए इंस्पायर FM पर प्रोग्राम सदाए तकदीर हर बुध दिन 11 बजे प्रोफेसर मसूद अख्तर हजारी के साथ।
From the studios of Inspire FM, the time is now 7:30.
Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the second half of tonight's Send in the Community show with me, Hafiz Muhammad Umar. And if you were tuned in during the first half of the show, you will know that today's show is something special. I mean, all our shows are. It's particularly special because during the first half of the show, Raz and I were in Crawley in South London for the British Down Syndrome Swimming Championships 2025. That was on Sunday. We pre-recorded and we played during the first half of tonight's show. And the second half is live. Raz is here with me in the studios. Assalamu alaikum, Raz.
Wa alaikum assalam.
And welcome back to another Send in the Community.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, Jazakallah khair for joining us again this evening, Raz. How are you feeling?
Good, alhamdulillah.
How was Sunday?
Yeah, good.
I will come back to talk a bit more about Raz and his achievements on Sunday, inshallah, very, very shortly. Before we do that, listeners, you will be aware that Send in the Community is a regular weekly event. Some of our shows are pre-recorded, others we try to hold live. Today's is live for the second half. It is Wednesday, the 19th of November, 2025. And part of the reason we've done this live is so that we can give you, our listeners, an opportunity to share your thoughts, your experiences, your advice to fellow residents of Luton, surrounding areas, and also the wider Send community using this platform. Our focus is threefold this month. Epilepsy Awareness Month usually takes place in November. Last week we dedicated the first half of the show to that, and we managed to go through different types of the condition, how it manifests itself, and what are the possible triggers and the treatments out there. And then during the second half of last week's show, you might recall we were talking about the rise of Islamophobia. It is Islamophobia Awareness Month this month as well. 5 Pillars, Dili Hussain, other amazing people out there are doing lots of hard work at the moment to counter that rhetoric around us as a Muslim community. But it gets even more difficult when somebody with a special education need or a disability is targeted because of their faith. And we want to make sure that we are out there able to support our family members and the wider Asian community. There should not be any discrimination at all whatsoever, certainly not on the basis of faith. Islam, alhamdulillah, as we know, is a very tolerant religion, and we've got to make sure we give a very, very positive image of that. And one young man who is currently doing a remarkable job in countering that rhetoric is called Joshua from Peterborough. Josh is 12, he's autistic, and he, together with his father, they are making every effort to visit mosques to try and share love rather than allow division and hatred to take place. And I'm pleased to say that Josh has been invited to our show, and we are going to be able to speak to him in the coming days, inshallah. So watch this space for more information around that. Now, coming back to today, so Raz, tell us a bit about Sunday. What happened on Sunday?
I went to swimming.
You went to swimming. Was it just like a normal swimming that you used to go to Denby High and Inspire Sports Village in Luton, or was it different?
Different.
How was it different? What did you have to do for Sunday? What was special about it?
How to get ready.
Yeah, you had to get extra ready. What sort of time did you need to be up on Sunday morning?
7 o'clock.
You got up at 7. Wow, 7 in the morning on a Sunday. Most of us fancy lying, but this last weekend, let's go back one day. On Saturday morning, you're up early. So, what you, Raz?
Yep.
What do you do Saturday mornings?
Boxing.
You do boxing, and where is that?
Chola Center.
Chola Center, mashallah. And who's that with?
With just mine and myself.
And what other coaches?
Yeah, and our coach was in my tab.
Yeah, mashallah. So on a Saturday morning, Raz goes boxing with Luton Boys Club at Choland Community Centre. So he was up early on Saturday morning to attend his boxing. On the Sunday morning, up early at 7 o'clock to get ready. We left Luton about 7:30. And to get to Crawley, Raz, was it just a short drive, like getting to Denby High from our house, or did it take a bit longer?
Longer.
And which route did we go on? Do you remember?
London Road.
Yeah, we went on London Road, and then we went on the M1 and then M25.
To south.
Yep, south, well done, southbound, and we went all the way down to Crawley, K2 to be precise. That's where the British swimming championships were held for people with Down syndrome. This is something fairly new. If you haven't come across it before, British Down syndrome swimming championship started about 4 years ago. This was, in fact, 3 years ago. This was their 4th championship, and there were participants there, all with Down syndrome from different parts of the world. So Raz was part of Team GB for his categories of 25 meters, and then there were teams from New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Iraq, Poland, Hungary, Bahrain, several different parts of the world, Romania as well. And the category was that they all needed to have been diagnosed with Down syndrome. And it was an amazing event. If you missed the first half of the show, please do rewind back and listen to Hannah talking about her son Zach and how far Zach has come along with his journey through swimming. And for Raz, tell our listeners what happened once you got to London. So it took us about an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes getting down to K2 on a Sunday morning. We reached there just after 9 o'clock. And then what happened, Raz, once we got there? Once we parked the car up, we went inside.
Yeah, we went inside.
And what did you need to collect, first of all? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
What was it?
I collected that.
What was this? Tell our listeners, if they're only listening to us, tell us what was it. This was like a badge?
Yes, like a badge.
And whose name did they have on it?
My name.
Your name, very good, because you were taking part. So once we got inside, there's this, I'll put it up for those of you that are watching on YouTube or Facebook Live. This was the weekend badge. The championship, by the way, ran over Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, Raz couldn't make it the Saturday, so he was there for the Sunday. And so at the front of this, the British Down Syndrome Swimming Championship logo. We had Raz's name and the sponsors, Powerday and Keltbury. I will give them a shout out because they did an amazing job sponsoring the whole event for people with Down syndrome. May Allah increase their risk and put barakah in their army. And so they sponsored the event alongside a few other sponsors as well. And once Raz had collected his badge, we were allowed one adult carer at poolside, and they needed a pass as well. So our older brother by Kamar, he joined Raz to poolside. As I said, it was only one person that was allowed there, and the rest of us had to wait in the balcony on the top floor to be able to watch the swimmers from there. So Raz, you went inside, Babu helped you get ready, and then at 9:40, you were able to go in for your practice session. How did you find that?
Good.
Did you manage to get the swim across?
Yes.
So the practice session was on the side lane, and alhamdulillah, they had 15 minutes to swim back and forth. And bearing in mind, Raz used to be a regular swimmer before COVID. I mentioned a couple of places there. Raz used to attend Denby High School, as you remember, many years ago, once a week, and then also at Inspire Sports Village. He used to attend swimming sessions there. But since COVID, all of that kind of like went on the back foot. I'm not sure whether they have started men-only swimming sessions in Luton again. If any of our listeners are aware of any local pools, either in Luton or surrounding areas, that offer men-only swimming sessions, please do let us know. You can text in, WhatsApp it on 07779481822, or you can ring in the studios on 01582 481822 and let us know if you are aware of any men-only swimming sessions running in or around Luton at the moment. If there aren't, would you like to get involved in organising one? That would be amazing. So that's one of the main reasons why Ras hasn't been attending swimming sessions since COVID. But alhamdulillah, he did really well. Ras swam back and forth during the training session. And then after the training had finished, the practice run, you were getting ready for the actual race, weren't you, Raz? So Raz was entered for 2 races for Sunday. It was a 25-meter breaststroke and also the 25-meter freestyle. There were the 2 races that Raz was entered for on Sunday morning. Beg your pardon, 25-meter butterfly, not breaststroke. Breaststroke is what you were entered for on Saturday, Raz. Unfortunately, we were unable to make it. We had a bit of an emergency with one of our radiators bursting, so that needed to be repaired on Saturday. But alhamdulillah, Raz was able to go Sunday. And the butterfly, so to get to the beginning of that race, all the participants were allowed to walk around the pool with the carers, and then there came a session where carers had to step back and they were taken by the officials of the races. And those of you that know Raz will remember that Raz, alongside his Down syndrome, also has limited vision. He's visually impaired. And I was particularly impressed by the amount of support there. It was literally one-to-one. One of the officials came around, she introduced herself to Raz, and she put her arm forward and actually allowed Raz to hold onto her arm so she could guide him to where he needed to go. And I found that very, very heartwarming and supportive. The fact that when we completed the application form, we told them these were additional needs for us on top of him having Down syndrome, and they fully accommodated for that. And then you needed to walk around Raz, didn't you? Until you got to the beginning of the race. And there, once Raz went into the water, we had a bit of a slight issue with the depth of the water. Raz lost control, but alhamdulillah, the amazing staff were able to come in and help Raz out. They do have lifeguards on the side, and he was supported there fully. And so alhamdulillah, you were able to take part and enjoy the morning. And when we came out of there, Babu was able to help you to get ready again, wasn't he, Raz? Yeah. And so Raz was also given a medal for each of his races. Can you hold up your medals, please? You've got one there. Just hold it up so listeners can hear a bit more about this medal. If you're watching this on a YouTube Live or on Facebook Live, you might be able to see the medal that Raz is holding. And this is the other medal I'll hold up from this side in front of the camera. And alhamdulillah, Raz got 2 of these because he was into 2 races. And it was amazing. The fact that 4 people with Down syndrome in particular, this is the first race of its kind I've come across, is purely for people with Down syndrome. And there are different categories of races. As I mentioned earlier, as into the 25 meters. Then there was 100-meter breaststroke, 50 meters, 200 meters, and all the way up to 1500 meters of races. So depending on your ability level and the severity of your condition, there were different categories to be able to enter. And all of these, you had the option to choose from at the time of registration. If you're thinking, you know what, I really, really wanted to get involved, what do I do? Please look out for this next year. because this event is going to be held again. It's an annual event. It's amazing, and I know ladies only swimming sessions run in Luton already. It's the men's one that we are particularly keen to learn more about. And if you want to enter it, please start practicing now for next year, inshallah, bismillah. So I'd say there were a few hundred participants there over a whole weekend, and the way the entire event was organized was second to none. And there was so much feeling of unity, companionship, belonging, staff, volunteers, fellow participants, families, parents, carers, siblings were so friendly, so welcoming. We had an amazing time there in the morning. And once we came out of that section, as I did the recording with Hannah, who we heard you in the first half of the show. And then after that, we discovered something rather yummy there, didn't we? What was that they had inside?
Chips.
Oh, raspberry for his glorious chips. After having a race, and I was talking to Hannah about the importance of a healthy diet, Raz went straight for some freshly made chips. But there was a coffee shop there. There was a cafe with lots of freshly prepared food, which included vegetarian food and food for different diets, as well as tea, coffee, freshly made cakes, etc. So we were able to have those and then make our way back home. It took us about an hour and a half again coming back to Luton. As you can imagine, Raz was shattered. And Raz, so what time did you get up on Monday morning then?
Around, it was 9:30, but I slept in, so to quarter to 11.
Yeah, quarter to 11 on Sunday morning. As you can imagine, Raz was absolutely shattered after that weekend. You know, boxing as usual on a Saturday morning, and usually Raz sleeps in on a Sunday morning. And this weekend, because he had to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning to try and get to Crawley for 9, he decided to sleep in on the Monday morning. Alhamdulillah, you made up for that, and you were able to get some rest. And then, where were you last night, Raz? Yesterday evening?
Cricket training.
Cricket training. Listeners, again, if you're listening regularly, you know that amongst many other things that Raz does is disability cricket. Alhamdulillah, we've been running disability cricket in Luton for almost 13 years now. We started in 2012, going to 2013 at Luton Town Indians Cricket Club. At the time, it was a satellite partnership with a special school I was teaching in Weatherfield at the time in Dunstable. And then from there, we decided to make this a lifelong commitment for all people with disabilities. And during the summer, we train at our main ground, which is off Old Bedford Road, Upper Ward, and is known as home of Luton Town Indians Cricket Club. And during the winter, we partner with Cricket East. And so on a Tuesday evening, Cricket East hold this hub at Choney High School for boys. It's at the sports hall. Those of you that went to Choney boys will know that our good old sports hall from the 1990s still stands strong to the back of the school. You know, the girls can have all the state-of-the-art, brand new, shiny building, and our building is still the same. Alhamdulillah, at least our part of our childhood is still there. So on a Tuesday evening, it's for young people from the age of 11 upwards, girls and boys, and there is no upper age limit. Everybody is welcome to join. So Raz had that last night from 6 to 7, delivered by Coach Akmal, mashallah, who is an amazing cricketer and a wonderful man. He plays cricket to a high standard with Trickett Cricket Club and gives a lot of time, energy, effort towards developing cricket amongst our young people in Luton and surrounding areas, including those with disabilities. So disability cricket on a Tuesday evening from 6 to 7, open to all residents of Luton and surrounding areas with a disability. The only condition is that they've got to be over the age of 11 plus, and there is no cost involved. You attend, you sign up for upshots, it's a simple form you fill in, and you enjoy adapted cricket to suit your own ability. So, Alhamdulillah, Raz does that on a Tuesday evening. And you had another busy evening tonight as well, Raz, before we came on live onto the show. Where were you?
Boxing.
You're back at the boxing club again. This boxing club that Raz attends is, I think, more about health and fitness than actual boxing. They have, mashallah, produced a couple of young men who have been able to start participating in a semi-professional, I believe, kind of boxing matches over the last few years. But for the vast majority, including Raz, is health and fitness, and the way the coaches adapt the sessions to meet Raz, and there's a couple of other young people there with special needs and disabilities is wonderful. It is really, really inspiring to see the hard work they do. So what time does boxing start, Raz, on a Wednesday?
5:30 to 7:30.
5:30 until 7:30. But today you had to finish a little bit early, didn't you?
Yep.
What time did you finish?
6:30.
6:30. And you finished a bit early because?
Because I had to come to work.
Yes, and what's the work?
Inspire.
Inspire, mashallah. Raz loves being an Inspire fan. I think some of our other presenters will know that Raz loves tuning in and participating, and selling the community is where Raz gets to co-host with me and ask questions to our guests from time to time. And also on a day like today, Raz gets an opportunity to come back and reflect upon his own experiences and what Raz does beyond school and what he has been doing since, alhamdulillah. And we use that as an opportunity for other likely-minded parents, carers, others with disabilities to also know of the opportunities that are out there and how to be able to get themselves more included. So Raz, for the rest of the week then, what are your plans then? So you come back, mashallah, on Sunday with 2 amazing medals. Then Tuesday you had your cricket, today you had your boxing. What are the plans for tomorrow and Friday?
Just listen to the season notes and back to work.
And so, mashallah, when that Raz says work, he means a lot of different things. That could include
From tomorrow is to work. One's on kids band.
Right.
One's with Raj.
Right. Okay, mashallah. So Raz has just mentioned, as you heard, the fact that he likes to tune into the Kids Round Show and Raz calls at work because brother Khalil Muhammad makes Raz feel that he is actually working there and no slacking and regular tuning in. And brother Raj, mashallah, also makes Raz feel equally important. Allah bless them both. So that's part of Raz's amazing stuff. And then on a Tuesday during the day, what do you normally do, Raz?
Same thing.
No, during the day. Do you remember when you go to town, to the Galaxy, what do you do there? Are you forgotten? Bowling?
Yeah, bowling, yeah.
Yeah, so that's something else that Raz likes doing, temping bowling, enjoys doing that. And on a Friday then, what happens on a Friday, Raz? Your routine changes a bit?
Yeah, same as usual. It's Jummah anyways.
It's Jummah, mashallah. And what do you do for Jummah?
Just listen to Jummah Nasheed, then recite Surah Yasin.
MashaAllah. Yes, you heard that right. Raz likes to recite Surah Al-Kahf and Surah Yasin in particular on a Friday. And when Raz says reciting, how do you recite it, Raz? What do you normally do when you sat there? You have a special friend who recites the surah and you follow it through, don't you, on your iPad?
Yep.
And who's that special friend?
Sheikh Abdul Rahman.
Sheikh Abdul Rahman Sudais, mashallah. So Raz likes to listen to Surah Al-Kahf on a Friday. He gets that done probably much quicker than most of us because as soon as he has his breakfast, he'll be on his iPad, put Surah Al-Kahf on, listen through it.
It's not just an iPad, but it's like a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, it's a Bluetooth speaker that you got with there.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. And then Surah Yasin, then we go to Jummah. And then after Jummah, what do we do?
And then work.
No, before that, on a Friday.
Yeah, Friday, same.
No, before that, remember?
Oh, yeah. First I started with the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Then from there to work.
No, but once during the summer, before Juma, we were going to something special, and now we go after Juma.
Oh yeah, first go everywhere.
Yeah, we go to the cemetery. We go to the Wales cemetery each Friday. Why do we go there, as?
Because Mr. Dad so much.
Yeah, because Mr. Dad, may Allah bless his soul. Our late father, may Allah bless his soul, Haji Rahim Dad Sahib. His resting place is at the Wales cemetery. So Alhamdulillah, at least once a week we make an effort to go and do al-maghfirah for him, and Ras really enjoys that. So that's pretty much Raz's routine. Ras, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you with us, Raz, and inshallah we will have you here again very, very soon. So listeners, you'll be listening to Send the Community Show with me, Hafiz Muhammad Umar, and in today's show we've been predominantly talking about the British Down Syndrome Swimming Championships, which took place last weekend at the K2 Arena in Crawley. My thanks go out to Hannah Trickett, who very kindly joined me for the first half of the show to talk about the journey her son Zach has been on with his swimming from a very young age to winning gold medals this weekend. And also my co-host Raz. Thank you so much for coming once again, Raz.
Yes.
Do join us again next week. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.